We begin with late breaking news. A man found shot near a convenience store. The suspect still on the run at this hour. San Antonio police say it happened on West Military near Timber Creek Drive.
The victim was taken to University Hospital in serious condition. Police say they're getting different descriptions of the suspect vehicle, so they don't have very much to go on right now.
Also new on the Night Beat, we're following a story involving a construction truck that did some deconstructing, running right through a building on the east side.
No one was injured, but that building housed a business on South WW White Road. The Night Team's Daphne Gray spoke with that owner tonight.
An evening sorting out things on his work computer took a destructive turn for 86-year-old Roscoe Armstrong. This construction truck you see here crashed through his business right beside him while he was sitting at his desk.
Next thing I heard all this noise going through and I didn't even know what to look at.
San Antonio police say the driver of that truck lost control before crashing. Fortunately, everyone involved walked away with no injuries.
It's definitely a scary situation, not knowing exactly what happened, not being there, but I mean, like I said, good. Thank God everybody was okay.
Karina Escamilla works for the construction company. She says they learned the brakes went out on the truck. Workers tell me because the driver had no way of stopping again, he hit that pole, which you can see the damage done there, drove through that yard, through the business until he came to a complete stop up against a structure behind the business.
We can't take time for granted. And this is a blessing because it didn't have to go this way, but it did. And all I know is I thank the God that I serve.
Like Armstrong's daughter, Priscilla, his employees are thankful also.
Couldn't believe it. And it's mind-blowing now. God is good because we could have been at work.
Delisha Ellis says she has worked at the Glamour and Style Beauty Salon for 24 years. Her heart breaks for Armstrong.
And just to see what all he's been through, he's lost his wife and still standing. And even today when I ran up to him and hugged him, he told me, Delisha, favor. I said, yes, sir, it's favor all over you.
I have been a strong man for many a year.
Now, what you're looking at right now is CPS Energy hard at work trying to get that pole fixed and replaced back to its normal state. But take a look across here. The truck involved in this crash just got removed from the wreckage. They're still figuring that out. But again, the building still heavily damaged. It is unclear if that building will be torn down or not. But Mr. Armstrong told me he does believe this is a miracle. He thinks that there was a band of angels that kept him out of harm's way. He says that he's not going to let this crash stop him from being the God-fearing businessman that he is. Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
It does not seem like a guy ready to give up. Thank you, Daphne. Yet another account into a deadly officer-involved shooting on the southeast side of town tonight. We heard from San Antonio's police chief. We saw surveillance video of that incident. And tonight, a police report providing another version of events. 45-year-old Randy Goodale was killed on January 13th. He was being arrested on a federal felony warrant for felon in possession of a handgun. San Antonio police initially claimed Goodale was shot after he rammed police units with the truck while officers were still inside their vehicle. A police report now states that Goodale was underneath an F-250 truck that was backed up into the driveway. As officers approached him, the report says he got back into the truck, turned on the engine, shifted the gear into drive, ignoring the officers' commands to give up. The report states when Goodale turned the wheels towards officers, they then, in fear for their lives, fired shots, killing Goodale. Last week, we showed you this surveillance tape of the moments before the shooting. In it, you see officers approach the truck and then open fire. Only after the shots does the truck appear to roll forward and then hits a parked police vehicle with no one inside. We reached out to SAPD about the reports. They declined to comment.
The new coronavirus causing more precautions this week. A flight to evacuate Americans from Wuhan, China is scheduled to take off on Wednesday. The Chinese city is considered the epicenter of the outbreak, and more than 100 people are confirmed dead in China. There are 5 Americans diagnosed with the virus after traveling from overseas. Test results for the 2 students at Baylor and Texas A&M came back negative. U.S. health officials say there is no evidence of the virus spreading in the U.S. and risk to Americans remains low. Here at home, a San Antonio-based company is ready to deploy germ-zapping robots to hospitals. It's already being used to keep hospital rooms disinfected from other illnesses. It works by using ultraviolet light to kill the pathogens that can cause infection.
It kills things like MRSA, C. diff, vancomycin-resistant staph. And then if you've been watching the news, this coronavirus that's been inundating China, it kills the coronavirus. Middle Eastern respiratory system is a very similar virus that was out in the public a number of years ago. It does a great job of killing that very quickly.
The Xenex robots are in some hospitals overseas, and crews are sharing information with partners in countries closer to the outbreak. There are more than 450 hospitals across the U.S., including some here at home, like University Hospital, Baptist Orthopedic, and the Audie Murphy VA Hospital that use this. Again, there is no evidence of the new coronavirus spreading here in the U.S.
It's complex. That's the sentiment echoed at tonight's first homeless strategic plan meeting. The city of San Antonio and the firm called Home Base are trying to gather input from each pocket of the community to find a way to solve the homeless epidemic. The Night Team's Patty Santos at tonight's first meeting and tells us there's a lot of frustration from the community.
It gets out of control.
Taxpayers say the way the city is dealing with homeless that panhandle and live in tents behind their neighborhoods is just not working.
They break into vacant homes because they're finding a place to stay. You see them in our shopping centers. We can't get rid of them.
Right now, San Antonio spends more than $15 million on homeless issues. That includes help to families in transitional housing, outreach services, and Haven for Hope programs. Taxpayers say it's time to move that help out of downtown.
We want part of that money. We want to see maybe a resource center in neighborhoods that we can use, and that we can help those homeless folks.
I know nobody really wants it in their backyard, but I don't know if we really have much of a choice any longer with the growing population.
Other possible solutions thrown out there today includes the city creating financial breaks for families who offer temporary housing to family members who are in transition, or giving leniency in code enforcement to churches and nonprofits that are trying to help the homeless.
I am optimistic because I cannot afford not to be. I think that if we give up, then nothing is ever going to happen.
The city is paying California-based company Home Base nearly $130,000 to give their problem and current process a fresh set of eyes and come up with a solution.
If you don't speak up, nothing will ever get done.
And there are several other meetings expected to happen this week and in the coming weeks. To find out when and where, head to KSAT.com. Now, as far as a final proposal and an actual plan, that's expected in March. Isis?
Well, it was a beautiful day across San Antonio. The high temperature today was 75 degrees, much warmer than average. And not only here was it pretty warm, but across the entire state of Texas. Take a look at that. 82 for the high in Del Rio, 86 in Laredo. But take a look at the radar right now. There are some showers and even a few rumbles of thunder out toward Rock Springs. Now, overnight tonight, we are expected to see some showers and storms around the Alamo City. I'll have a rain timeline for you shortly. Steve?